Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hussain Qazi here. FM students, I hope all of you are doing well. A very warm welcome to my FM Bootcamp session, June 24 exam support. Today is 27th of May. Your exam date 7th of June, and you have remaining time period 11 or 12 days. There is a question what you should do. So with this brief session, I will give you a smart revision plan. I will guide you about a smart revision plan plus the agenda of my bootcamp sessions. So let's start the session now. Number one, students, the very first point I wanted to share with you, don't take stress, just relax. आपने घबराना नहीं है और रुकना भी नहीं है, which means don't be afraid and don't stop. Don't be afraid, don't stop. Keep moving. You know what the highest motivation factor for this subject? If you analyze the last 10 semester, the last 10 results of FM, the result is average 50%. This is very high side of result. Students, the hard time has gone. That you have done a brilliant job about the syllabus coverage, about the practice of the question. Now the time to relax and keep focus on a smart revision plan. But the condition is that you must be relaxed. You need to relax, huh? That's important. So let's start the session at this point. Sir, what's about the smart revision plan? How we have to make a good revision. Good revision here, that's called smart revision. Students, it's a brain game. For remaining 10 to 12 days, it's all about brain game. You must be relaxed and focus these 3 points. Students, if you really want to understand about smart revision plan, you have to watch this video till the end. I know some of the things you people have already know, but some things I will definitely share with you. That's eye-opening for you. So focus on this video. Okay. Number one, for smart revision planner, make sure that you have to revise your syllabus content according to the exam structure. Make sure you are revising your syllabus content and practicing material, all of your practice material, according to exam structure. What does that mean? All students know very well there are 6 areas of syllabus: A, B, C, D, E, F. Financial management, function and environment, investment appraisal, business valuation, business finance, working capital management, and risk management. Everybody knows that. And you people know very well this matrix. Your exam structure, the section A, B, and C with this manner. Examiner examine the section A, B, C with this syllabus content. With section A, examiner will examine and normally examine with any syllabus area. With section B, examiner examine investment appraisal, business finance, business valuation, risk management, or working capital. And with section C, examiner examine only these 3 areas: investment appraisal, business finance, or working capital. And you know very well, especially I'm sharing here, financial management, function and environment. Financial management, function and environment. Examiner examine the financial management, function, environment with section A, or not the independent question of section B, but with any OTQ case, examiner can examine 1 or 2 marks questions related to, or 4 marks question in totality, the financial management, function, environment. So make sure you have to cover your syllabus with this exam structure. I know that you people have well aware about this, but this is the point. to emphasize here. The first thing, that's revise your syllabus content according to this exam structure. Number two, second thing, simultaneous approach. Sir, what does that mean? Simultaneous approach. You know very well, there are two things for the total exam preparation. Number one, practice the exam material. Practice means exam simulation. Exam simulation, practice plus knowledge. So now the time, knowledge revision. For example, you wanted to revise working capital theory. Some of you wanted to revise business finance calculation. So this is content revision. So on a daily basis, whenever you are investing your time, for FM revision, make sure your equation must be in this manner, 75% and 25%. What does that mean? For example, any of the student invest on a daily basis 8 hours for FM revision. Make sure out of 8 hours, 75%, that is 6 hours, it's for practice the exam questions. Either with section A, B, C. Practice. And 25% time you need to invest for content revision. So this is the time more to emphasize for exam practicing. Of course, if you practice the exam questions, most of the syllabus area you are reviewing itself. But someone says that first I will complete the content revision, then start the exam practice. No, that should be the simultaneous approach. Make sure that. Sir, why you mentioned the term simulation, not practice? Do remember, next 12 days, you have to practice the questions with exam condition. With exam conditions. For example, take out some question that's called, one of the questions, section C. Section C, one question, 20 marks. So you have to invest your time to practice the question of 20 marks with exam condition, like you are sitting in the examination hall. Three things important here. Number one, to practice with CB format, not manual, not MS Word, not MS Excel. To practice with CB format. To practice with CB format. Number one. Number two, lock the timer. Number two, lock the timer. For 20 marks, the golden rule, total 3 hours, total 180 minutes. For each mark, you have 1.8 minutes. For 20 minutes, you have 36 minutes. So you have to invest your time 36 minutes and put your best effort to complete the question within 36 minutes. No worries about that. No worries that at the end of 36 minutes, you completed out of 20 marks, just complete the 14 marks, 17 marks, 18 marks, 11 marks. Don't worry. But do practice with exam condition. After 20 minutes, for example, at that point you identify that, oh, just 17 marks I have attempted. Don't worry. Take 3-4 minutes to complete the question. Oh, I just complete 15 marks. Don't worry. Take 10 minutes more, complete the question. Then compare with the solution. But do that activity because you wanted to manage the time as well. Time management is also key. So first thing with CB format. Number two, lock the timer. Number three, switch off the mobile. Switch off the mobile and close the doors. Assuming you are sitting in the examination hall, which means avoid all distractions. 1, 2, 3 for exam simulation. CB practice, number one. Number two, with time conditions. Number three, avoid all distraction. Number four, I'm adding number four. Put your best effort, not for calculation only, also for drafting answer, also for theory. Put your best effort for calculation, put your best effort for theory. Sir, what is the guidance of theory? Don't worry. You need to Watch this video till end. I will guide you about the theoretical content as well. So smart planner, number one, make sure you have to cover syllabus with the exam structure section ABC. Number two, simultaneous approach. Number three, the most important point of this brief session. Focus on quality practice, not quantity. Focus on quality practice, not quantity. What does that mean? One by one. For quality practice, I will guide you, number one, with respect to section AB type question. With section AB type question, there are two things you need to consider. Number one, the first thing, what are the practice material you need to cover? What are the practice material you need to cover for section AB type question? Any one revision kit, either Kaplan or BPP, any one. Number two, study hub questions for section A and B type question. Number two. Number three, examiner report. You just searched with Google ACCA FM examiner report. So you will find these examiner report. And just open any one of them. For example, September, December 23. This is the examiner report. Relax. Just like this lady. Relax. Examiner report. Examiner report includes section A, 4 questions. Section B, 1 question. I'm talking about right now section AB, not C. Section A, examiner report. At least 2 examiner reports questions for all questions, That is section A, section B. Section A, 4 questions, section B, 1 case study. At least 2 examiner report questions you have to practice. You have to practice. So these are the material you need to cover. If you can do more practice, it's up to you. That's good. Because if you practice the question of examiner reports questions, so actually you are reading the examiner psychology as well. Examiner, you are also reading or understand the psychology of the examining team or examiner. And that's very important to understand the psychology of the examining team, because you have to face the examination which will made by or which have already made by examining team. So understand the psychology is also important. Okay, so revision kit, study hub, examiner report. Okay, sir. This is the first thing. What another thing? Another thing about the quality practice. Quality practice. Smart planner, quality practice. What does that mean? Number one, don't be a part of wrong race. What does that mean? It means that most of the students are emphasizing on quantity of the questions, not the quality. Most of the students says, I will practice with BBB kit, Kaplan kit, 1 study text, 2 study text, study up. Don't be overemphasized. Don't take over stress. Relax. Quality. These 3 materials are good enough, number one. So if you wanted to be a part of that race, that okay, someone completed 100 questions, I will do 110. Then you identify from the Facebook group or WhatsApp group, I have done 150 questions, I will do 160 questions. Leave that race. Focus on limited but quality practice. How, sir? Practice with examiner approach. Limited question, but with examiner approach. Sir, what does that mean? 4 steps, especially for section A, B type questions. Number one, whenever you read any question, so just relax and read the question carefully and understand the question carefully. First, you have to read it and understand the requirement, what examiner asked. You have to ask yourself, Have I read that question properly? Have I already understood the question that examiner required here? If your inner says yes, that's good. Okay. Number two, don't. Why you people are so desperate about solution? Even you people are so much desperate about to refer solution. Why? I'm observing that whenever you face any, for example, section A type question, first read and understand carefully and compose your mind. Try to stay and compose your mind, and then attempt the question, and after that refer the solution. So 4 steps: read, understand question carefully. Don't be so desperate about solution. First, compose your mind, understand it, attempt it. Just relax, compose, and attempt it, and then refer the solution. If you attempted right, okay. If your answer is wrong, then need to identify why it's wrong. Try to identify why it's wrong. What the reason? So let's take one example. Come on. For example, this is a question. I'm not attempting a question. The question practice matter will cover with the bootcamp practice material. Here, the soft aspects I am discussing here. The smart practice matter. For example, this is a question. Which two of the following hedging techniques can be used by investor to protect against a fall in interest rate? A, B, C, D. What the first thing in your mind? Normally, if someone practicing the Kaplan or any from the practicing with the study hub, why you people are so desperate? Even you are not properly reading or understanding the question, and just refer back the solution, or just quickly make a quick guess without understanding what's the requirements. There are 4: money market, interest rate collar, cap, floors. First thing, read and understand the requirement carefully. Read and understand the requirement carefully first. So what's the, have you read it? Yes. What's the requirement? We have to identify 2 options out of 4. The question is about hedging technique, and this is for fall in interest rate. This suggestion is not mine. That first have to compose your mind. This is examiner's suggestion. The second point, compose your mind. This is examiner's statement. First, this is the question. Number 2, stay here. What does this test? The understanding of main type of interest rate derivatives. This means examiner saying, compose your mind. Stay here and try to think what is about the question. What is about the question? That's the content of the syllabus. What's the requirement of the examiner? About the content is interest rate hedging. Requirement identified two points. Most technical point, falling in interest. So this is what the right way to practice the question. Number 1. For example, you have understand it, compose your mind. Then for example, you have opted 2 options, and then refer these 2 options. For example, here B and D. You have done right, that's good. You have done wrong, either B and D, you mentioned C and D. Don't worry, relax. It's a preparation time. Don't take stress. Even you're right or wrong, you need to refer solution and identify the mistake. If you are wrong, if you are right, In both cases, you have to read the complete solution. If you are wrong, identify the reason. Why am I wrong? What the reason? I know that whatever I'm suggesting here about section A or B type questions, it's a time taking, okay? But this is a quality approach. I can assure you, based on my 16, 18 years experience, that if you do that, you will pass your exam. Normally, students don't put the effort in this manner. This is called quality practice. This is what referred by examiner. For example, this is for another example. Example 1. This is the case. Then after reading this case, examiner says, first, what does this test? Means examiner here says the students, please stay here, read it carefully, understand carefully, and compose what is about question. Then refer to the solution. What is this test? Which means read, understand, compose, then move on. Don't be so desperate to refer the solution. So there are two techniques. Now it's up to you. For section A, B type question practice. Number 1, first thing is that don't focus this quality practice suggestion and just do practice. Just read the questions without proper understanding and quickly refer the solutions. Don't compose your mind. Don't evaluate your situation. Don't compose your mind and keep going, keep going. You have, for example, some of the students have done 500 MCQs, but student will not be able to attempt after 500, the 500 one. For example, after 500, another one question if I give to the student will not be able to attempt because there is no confidence built in. So focus on quality. Next 12 days, you need to understand the examiner mindset, and that is called quality practice. So have to focus on quality practice. This is about the suggestion for section A and B. Sir, what about the section C? Yes. Number 1, about section C. About section C. Number 1, the section C practice material. I strongly suggest that for next 12 days, you have to emphasize these practice questions of section C. These 16 questions are the key questions for section C. These 16 questions about working capital, about business finance and investment appraisals. These are the questions named. An examiner asks these calculations and examiner asks these theoretical areas. I strongly suggest these are the questions to emphasize. Inshallah, with these questions, you will cover a lot of area of the syllabus, and with these questions, with these key questions, if you obey my guidance about the section C, you will get confidence and save your 40 marks easily. What are your suggestions? Suggestions are: number 1, do practice in a qualitative manner. What does that mean? Number 1, you have to practice, you must be committed to practice these questions with exam conditions. That's number 1. You have exam simulation. Make sure you have to attempt this question with exam simulation. Means have to attempt with the CB format. Number 2, avoid all distraction. Shut down the door, switch off the mobile, assuming you are sitting on the examination hall. Number 3, lock the timer of 36 minutes and start working. And be honest to yourself. You have to best effort for calculation and best effort for theory. If out of 20, 10 marks for theory, 10 marks for calculation, you have to invest 18 minutes for calculation, 18 minutes for theory. First 18 minutes have to invest for calculation, last 18 minutes for theory. Maybe by first question, at the end of 36 minutes, your position is not better. Maybe you disappoint, but don't worry. You need to stand up once again. Attempt question number 2. Then 3, 4, 5, 6. Over the time period, your position will build up and your confidence will enhance. Don't worry about it. Mark my word. Number 2. Accept the reality with total exam. Once you exit the examination hall, I will coordinate you on the WhatsApp group. And if I ask you the question, how much theory you will face, mark my words, you will reply minimum 50%. Minimum 50%. Accept this reality that you will face 50% of your exam about theory. So do prepare during 12 days with section A, B and section C type question as well. Yes, you can ask me, sir, we are having problem for drafting. How to handle that? That is section 3. Theory, drafting technique. You have to watch this video. You will find the way to draft answer. And once you identify the way to draft answer, then you have to practice. You have to start practice to draft answer. Why you people have so fear about the attempting question? Do attempt question. For example, the very first question, ideally the answer should be for 10 lines and you just able to write 2 lines. No worries. It's not the exam. It's before the exam. The good thing is that you have realized that point. And now you have a time to cover this. The second question, your position, it's comparatively better. Third point, much better. At fourth point, maybe your position become worst. No worries about that. 1, 2, 3, then worst. Then, come on, stand up. Start again. Fourth, you have dropped, your position become drop. Fifth, become increase. Sixth, increase. Seventh, drop. No worries. Zigzag. Your overall position in a trending manner will increase over the time. But if you don't take action, 2 important things, no? Advice and action. If you don't make action, then how the things become improved? So this is what about the quality practice of the section C and section A and B as well. So this document is available for you. Don't worry about that. So that is what about for next 12 days, your smart revision planner. Syllabus, you have to cover the content according to exam structure. Number 2, simultaneous approach. You have to invest 75% at least time for practice, 25% for revision content. And quality practice, as I've already advised for section AB and for section C. That's a point. Last point, sir, your boot camp. Yes, my boot camp based on 5 modules. Module number 1, drafting. Module number 1 includes the drafting technique video plus practice session 1. Okay. Module 2, the practice session 2. Module 3, the practice session 3. Module 4, the practice session 4. Module 5, the mock activity for ACCA June 24 pre-mock. These are the 5 modules. Sir, how we will get these modules? So now, how to access the FM bootcamp material? Don't worry about that. ideally, you people are watching my video on YouTube. Now, this is the YouTube video. So you need to find a document called Bootcamp Roadmap. Bootcamp Roadmap. How you will find this document? You have to refer, you have to observe the description side of YouTube video, description side, where you find a link, a G Drive link. Once you click the G Drive link, you will be able to get this document called roadmap. This roadmap first page mentioned that all of the above videos are available with the YouTube, with my Facebook, and this G Drive link. And all the material I will share on my WhatsApp group, FM Bootcamp. So make sure you have joined the WhatsApp group. If you haven't joined the WhatsApp group, I will also share this WhatsApp link on the YouTube description YouTube description part. Just click and join the WhatsApp group as well. With the roadmap, the second page is about module. The first module is available now. That's called FM drafting techniques. You just click and start watching the video about the techniques of drafting. Then practice session, module 1, practice session part 1, part 2, part 3. Some section A type questions, some section B type question, and some section C type question here. I will add the module 2, 3, 4 over the next 4 days. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and then over the matter. About the ACCA June 24 mock type activity, I will announce on the WhatsApp group. So do follow me to the WhatsApp group. Okay. So this is what about the session. I hope this session is valuable for you, especially about the Smart Revision Planner. And if you wanted to join my bootcamp session or interact with me, so you have to join the WhatsApp group and subscribe my YouTube channel as well to update all the material about FM and in future about SBR and AFM. Thank you very much. Take care a lot. Assalamu alaikum.